after I did the asking everyone for suggestions on what I could talk about and stuff, and I want to thank Jimmy Whisper and Conquering Thought for answering. And if anyone's answered in between then and now, or anywhere in the future, if anyone puts down anything, any subjects or something of their own interest that they would like for me to cover, or at least obviously just get my take on it and see how, how I feel about it, I thank you. I deeply appreciate it. And I was going to, I had a subject in mind that I wanted to talk about that I didn't forget. I just had to go to sleep. I was really messed up. I wasn't feeling right. And when I woke up and then my co-host is here, well, semi co-host, she sort of sparked a conversation, and that's the upload before this one. So now I'll go over the one that I thought about. So what I thought about was this whole dealing with ICE and whatnot. That's what I've been thinking about. So for those who don't know what ICE means, it's not the frozen water. It's an acronym, so all letters are capitalized. It's military and government. So it means Immigration and Customs Enforcement. So it right there, it already kind of fails in what it's supposed to be about anyway. So it's, when you think about it, I mean, come on now. What they do is they wrap, and this is what politicians are awesome for. I don't care if you're GOP. I don't care if you're DNC. I don't care if you're their supporters or whatnot. All these politicians are awesome at is wrapping things in awesome, sweet named packages. And all that's in those packages is an explosion of hatred and vitriol. Just a septic system of bullshit. And look, the video before this, I'm like, why do we even learn what we learn? Basically, what's the point of it? That's what I asked. And here's a good example of it. Okay, I'm only going on what I've heard thus far dealing with this whole thing. When ICE was first mentioned, it was to make sure that, and it was said that just like it would be if I was a kid, hearing it right then, it would be, we have to make sure illegal people, undocumented people are shipped back. They're sent back to wherever they came from. That's what it's all about. It's to protect those who have come here legally and justly and are part of our system the right way. And it keeps from hurting it for them and hurting it for us. All right. Because that's exactly how it was portrayed. That's what it was spoken of like that. And I really remember when they were talking about ICE, I remember, okay, so how are you going to hurt someone? That's all I kept thinking. How are you going to hurt someone? Because I don't have any other thoughts about this government other than, how are you going to hurt us next? That's my only question about the government. How are you going to hurt us next? And I'm sorry, I thought about Paul Ryan, and I started getting pissed off, and so I had to ring that in so I could stay on this. Oh my God, I hate that motherfucker so much. But yeah, Paul Ryan's one of them people that if I got 5 minutes alone with him, he ain't walking out. I don't care what I got to go through, he ain't walking out. But God damn him. But ICE, what they did was they talked about protecting borders and all this other stuff, and then you don't hear anything for a little bit. Same thing every time. You hear about okay, we're going to make this up, we're going to do this, it's for this, it'll do a lot of great good, then silence. And then suddenly, after a number of years, you start to hear stuff. But see, we are now in the information age. What that truly means is not just what can we find out about you and extort it for money, but no, people got cell phones. They've got video camera. The news journalists and other stuff, the independent journalists and whatnot, they have no problem setting things as viral to make sure that we all know what's really going on. And we start understanding Okay, they're sending them back. Okay, fine. Then you find out there's been sexual misconduct on the part of ICE. Then you find ICE beating the living hell out of some of them. You find them raiding doors, disturbing families just to get one person. I mean, they could wait for that person to come out. They could go to that wherever that person is working. They could give them a call and say, look, we got your number. We know your address. Please just turn yourself in. All right. Or they could do the whole, look, this is how you go about it the right way. This is what you do. So please, let's not make this harder than it has to be. And let's help you get into this country the right way. There could be that. But no. Instead, it's your door gets kicked in. We're ICE. We're here. And then it's everyone's in an uproar. Kids crying. A woman or someone screaming and hollering and yelling, and it's always in a different language. Obviously Spanish, and it's just chaos from moment one. And ICE agents have beaten the living hell out of families. They have pushed over little kids just to get at someone who's not even trying to resist. They're just scared. It don't even matter. They have broken property, not paying for it. They have destroyed people's property to get at them. It's too much. It's too much. Now, there's a reason why I feel this way about ICE. Mainly and foremost because this shit is wrong. It's downright wrong. I feel like if this is the greatest country in the world, you'll accept people in, and if they're not hurting anything, you'll help them become citizens. You'll help them start, making money and paying taxes. You'll help them do everything they can to help this country function. But if they really want to do that, you know what they would do? They take guns and kill everybody in government right now. But that's the damn truth. If they really want to help this country, they annihilate everyone in the government, because voting them out isn't going to happen. You cannot vote the people out. I just want y'all to know that. You can't vote them out. You can change what faction is holding the banner, but you can't vote everyone out. You can't really vote anyone out. The one-party system got it. And because they got it, that leads up to this part that pisses me off. ICE agents, okay, so you learn that they have internment camps. Those are back. Okay, Guantanamo is pretty much filled probably, so you got to do this. So, I'm sure they probably don't really have too much in common anyway. In terms of Guantanamo's full, it's not full. It's not. I just said some shit. But, you got these politicians, you got all the Republicans, and you learn that what has happened is that people are in cages. They're in fences. They literally, while the woman was breastfeeding, they ripped the child from the woman. What the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, look, hear me out. Are you Republican? If you're Republican, if you have, anything of the right leaning, whether you're just plain a conservative Democrat, which is pretty much 98% of all Democrats, and you're a traditionalist, old day Republican traditionalist, you probably need to understand something. I want you to think about this. Okay? So if you're Republican, hell, if you're Democrat, I don't care if you're progressive, just hear me out. Okay, mainly Republican voters, you vote on family values, don't you? You know where I'm going. If you know where I'm going and you're shaking your head, you've already fucked up. You have already intellectually lied to yourself to get what you want through hate. So just admit you're full of hate and you ain't worth a shit. You're not. Just admit it. But for those that don't know where I'm going, you vote for family values. So that means, I guess, dinner table talk, making sure families are, taken care of, that they have a good system to support each other, don't have to live off the government, that they are for loving your own family. Because, see, I've never really understood what family values was. It's a talking point that no one espouses on. It's something to bring up that no one talks about. You talk about family values, but I never hear any elaboration on it. But let's say family values is making sure families stay together. Families are happy, whole, good-hearted, nice. What are you doing then? These are families. Do you want to move the goalposts? See, this is how you move the goalposts. See, what you do is you say, no, we mean American families. Good, hard-working, tax-paying American white families. You move the goalposts so far that when they hear, well, if they aren't white, if they're not American, then you add Christian because it's not far enough. It's like, okay. It's so far that when you think, okay, they're Mexican, they're brown, they're poor, they need help, that's everything to hate. So you have no sympathy, no empathy, nothing. You have nothing. These people come here on this long journey, and some of them get killed, some of them get raped, some get lost and they die. They get abandoned. They don't have anything, and they die. And then the ones that do get here, they get messed up. They get jumped. They get beaten and taken away. And then you got those that seek asylum. When someone seeks asylum and they do it the right way, all right, you're supposed to look out for them. They're trying to get away from physical and or mental devastation. And they're looking to be safe. And to make and when you answer that call, you lock them up in cages, you separate them from their family, and while they're crying, they're hollering, and they're smart enough to say, look, it's not my mom, but at least my aunt. Okay, my aunt, she's here. Can you help me? I know her number, please. And the whole time, you're sitting there just making jokes about it. That's all you're doing. And what's so bad is these are Mexican American or Mexican Border Patrol people making jokes in Spanish about it. They hear the cries of children and they call it a chorus. They're laughing. Oh yeah, the chorus is loud today. They joke on this. That's what they do. They find it funny. And these kids, man, they don't know what to do other than I got this number. I know who my family is and I need help. And you look at them and laugh and then say, I'll get you your help. But we don't know how that's concluded. Considering the fact that you have the audacity to lock them up in cages, separate them from their families without any remorse, and you can laugh about it, it's easy to conclude it's a safe assumption you didn't give them any help at all. That's the safe assumption. So, as it comes, ICE, I have nothing good in my mind for you. I don't like you. You're a blight on our system. You're a blight on the human race. Just like there's probably about 2.3 billion blights on the human race on this planet, if not more. And you're a small fraction of them. And I have no problem if someone just took you out. We've got guns, and we will shoot anyone that's doing nothing to anyone. But we will not shoot anyone that's causing harm to someone else. I find that deplorable. I find it deplorable that these people that accidentally get shot by their own gun or shoot their kids by mistake because they didn't know, or their kids shoot them or their brothers and sisters, all these deaths that should not have happened. But when it comes to people like ICE, when it comes to people like the GOP and the DNC, why not? Why are they alive? Why? See, the GOP are the ones that help initiate ICE along with the DNC. See, this is a government. It's a federal thing. Both sides had to do it. It doesn't matter if all the GOP said yes and the DNC did nothing, because that means that nothing means they were compliant. We're not going to say that we're for it. We're just going to say we did nothing because there was nothing we could do, so we didn't vote for it. We just got outvoted. No, you are full of shit and you're lying. It's a trap. And all of these partisan Democrats who can't think past their own nose because all they care about is it blue? Is it Democrat? If it's Democrat and it's blue, then it's right. No, it's not right. It's just a damn trap. And it pisses me off that I have to be a registered Democrat just to fucking vote. If I know who if I know who is just a regular Democrat, I'm not voting for you, and I didn't. Everyone I voted for was a Justice Democrat. That's who I voted for. And that's who I vote for again. It doesn't matter. I'd rather have a third party or an actual second party. A party that's not going to be, well, we are racist, we are assholes, and we're going to galvanize the hateful in this country and do hateful things because the hateful in this country have no problem suffering, losing money, and suffering so long as they can blame it on somebody else. And they have no problem bashing the Democrats over the head, saying that they are doing nothing, that they are trying to stop it at the same time. You can't do nothing and stop it at the same time. See what I'm saying? They sit here and they espouse that the Democrats could have stopped this ICE from happening. They're working within the law. They're doing no. You can lock people in cages, or you cannot lock people in cages. You can separate families, or you cannot separate families. Give a damn about the law? It don't matter. You don't care about the law. You don't give shit one about the law. You just care about how to make your pockets fatter and destroy the lives of minorities. That's all you care about. The Democrats and the Republicans, all they do is vie for the same big donor money and destroy lives around, while the Republicans get away with cash murder and blame the Democrats for not doing anything or obstructing. And the Democrats say there's nothing that they could do, or they vote for it. And it's the same cycle of stupid shit. And it's only stupid because partisan voters keep falling for it. That's why I blame the voters in most of my videos. Because I can't blame a political party when it's exposed of the stupid shit that they're doing. And then the voters keep voting for these stupid people. At that point, you got to wonder who's worse. The ones committing the crimes, or the one that keep voting the people in to commit the crime. That's what you got to think of. That's why I blame the people. Because we could try to form a new party. An actual new party that represents and galvanizes those that are like-minded. I could try it myself. I know I'll fail. I know I've got a lot of negative baggage up here that would destroy me. And I can't get out and do what I would like to do, which is get out there and talk to people and whatnot. But I don't have enough information to even back up everything that I would love to say and talk about. I just don't. I wish I did, but I'm just not that area. I'm on the surface of things. I stay on the surface so I can stay pure. That's where because you go deep, you done ruined yourself. That's the truth. That is the truth. And I just don't know what else to do. I wish there was someone out there that could heed this. I really do. I wish there was someone out there. I sent a letter to Allison Hartson's campaign, or whoever does the emails, asking if they're willing to start a second party, because in fact that we only have a one-party system with two subsidiary parties vying for the same big donor money. I'll see if she gets back to me. I doubt she will. I said it in the email that it should take about a couple of days. We'll see how it goes. We'll see where Allison Hartson is. We'll see where her staff is. I'll even do a public thing on Twitter with her. I'll see if she's willing to listen. Let's see where Allison Hartson's heart really is. Those are the real tests of anyone seeking to do better for this country. Are they up to the challenge of doing what is actually needed, or do they just want to get in there enough? That's what I'm wondering. Do you want to get in there and represent the people just enough, or do you want to get in there and actually make a change? Because ICE needs to go. And am I fueled because I have a kid? No. Nope. It's not. But I can tell you this. I've already mentioned a few times that where I get a lot of my wisdom and whatnot. But for this, it's always been that way. Because I know how it feels to be in a store, lost, wondering where your parents are. I know how that feels. Haven't had that feeling since I was probably about 8 years old. I admit that. But no, it's not that. That's terrifying. But No, that's not all. There's one more thing that adds to it. Not just because separating families is wrong. No, no, no. No. I want you to watch a movie called Train to Busan. Watch the whole thing. You gotta read, it's subtitled, yes. But watch that movie. Watch it. And when that movie is over, if you being a Republican or uncaring, sympathetic Democrat, if you can still have no empathy, no sympathy after watching that movie, you're a fucking monster that needs to get put down. I kid you not. This is Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.